Hey folks, it's Maxwell here and welcome to a brand new TW9 video with AEW for the Sickos. We've got a shorter episode today. We are just going to be covering Dynamite with next week's. In 3 days time the episode will obviously cover a roundup of Rampage, Collision, Shockwave and of course Battle of the Belts. It's been an interesting time booking because obviously we're booking towards Battle for the Belts, we're booking towards Blood and Guts. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, we're also booking for All In. So it's a lot of stuff to try and get around. It's a massive roster, and I will say that is a bit of an issue when you've only got X amount of time for television. And try to write all these storylines can be a wee bit overwhelming at times to make it all make sense, but it's for the love of the game. It's been fun and I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's one of the more fun times I've had in TW, I'm not going to lie. But I think we're going to change things up a wee bit after All In. I think we're likely to go with a brand split. We'll probably make it Dynamite, Rampage as the B show, Collision, Shockwave as its B show, and I might just add another B show just as a kind of like development thing, because I know obviously I've got all these development companies, but there's people I want to keep in the main roster, allow them to have matches with higher talents, but at the same time, I want to see how they develop, like with me manually using it, if that makes sense. So, not quite ROH, but like if ROH was a main brand, would be ideal, because I feel like there's still a lot of development for like Savannah J, Mariah May, Private Party, just to name a couple that wouldn't benefit from Ring of Honor but would benefit from having big matches with the main wrestlers and obviously the exposure that we bring as well. So it's a lot of things I'm looking forward to, but I do think that'll probably be after All In. We'll split it up a little bit. I'm also that way, I'm not releasing anyone, it's just a case of contracts not getting renewed. And we're getting a lot of people in for WWE when their contracts go. Obviously over time it's going to make the roster bigger, but it'll start to shape the roster of where I want it to be with the wrestlers I enjoy, effectively, and I feel will help us. Because there's a lot of ones that will come in that you think that's not really realistic, but the point of the save is I want every one of these achievements, and we need the best of the best to do so. But as I say, it's not just that. I want to try and get this to quite a mental period of time, you know what I mean? Because we're writing the stories out, I'm maybe not going as fast as I'd like, but we are still aiming to get this into the 30s. I think if I was going to get to like something crazy, I'd need to go a much smaller company. And a hell of a lot less micromanagement, which I just can't seem to do. But anyway, I've boiled on enough. I think we've got an episode to Dynamite to do, so yeah, pack in, let's do it. So we're in the American Bank Centre. We start off with some words from Jon Moxley, who basically targets here, obviously, all the opponents within the Blood and Guts match, and of course, the injured Bryan Danielson. Next week we go to war at Blood and Guts. The question is, who's the fifth man for the Death Riders? They don't have to be a part of the Death Riders, it's just someone that's going to stand alongside us in this war and go to battle. We listen, we pay attention to the show, and I think I know just a warrior who could get involved with us. So we're going to announce that one obviously next week. We'll let the Battle of the Belts special take place first. So probably next week on Dynamite we'll confirm the 2 5-a-side teams, and Moxley's promo will continue the storyline, guaranteed another segment of 74. Our opening contest of the evening was decent. Ricky Starks defeats Sammy Guevara in 11:51 after using a foreign object. I just wanted you to cheat. You didn't need to hit him with a foreign object, Ricky, but we'll take it. Sammy with 59, Ricky Starks with a 64, and the match itself was a 64 rating. So these are people who are expected to take a lot more strides, but obviously it hasn't happened in real life for obvious reasons, and not happened here so far. Get a few words from Ricky after it, basically talking down on Guevara, and he says, just like Chris Jericho, huh? It seems like me and Wardlow are right not taking his advice. Just look what the hell it did for you. So basically downplaying anything Sammy Guevara's done. And his AEW career. That was a 55. With a decent match up next, we had the Young Bucks defeat the Outrunners in 6:56 when Matt Jackson pinned Truth Magnum with the Meltzer driver. I felt this would be our weakest match on this show because obviously the lack of time. Bucks really going over quite easily, so made it storytelling. Both Nicholas and Matthew with an 81 for a 69 rated matchup. We then hear from Nick and Matt. Basically it's Matt that mostly does the promo. It's not been an overly stellar year so far for us too. We should be tag team champions, we should be Briscoe tag team cup winners, but here we stand with 0 accolades. So we've decided to use a bit of our power and guarantee ourselves a spot at the card, on the card of Blood and Guts. Now as for our opponents, it's an open contract, the catch being we don't want a regular AEW contracted talent, we want someone from the outside. So bring it on, step up, truly believe that more talents out there are all elite. So it's going to be outsiders that are coming in. The team I've got in mind is I'm quite excited by it. As I say, it's just going to be a good matchup. And yeah, 76 rating. Pretty solid stuff. Maybe need a bit more so we don't have as much pressure on the main event. We had a wild brawl that had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, so it benefited both our styles. As Athena defeated Megan Bain in 7:31 with the O-Face. Pretty happy with that one. I wonder if that's maybe even capped because it's only 7 minutes. But the segment get a 70 and Athena with a fantastic 73 ahead of her match with Masha Slamovich. And after it, Masha tries to get one up on Athena ahead of the Battle of Belts, but the brawl is even and then Security splits it up. So that one will take place this coming Saturday. The next video, it will be Athena versus Masha Slamovich for the TBS Championship. That was a 63. Then a little segment backstage. Scott D'Amore is greeted by Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita in D'Amore's office. Don Callis says, "Mr. D'Amore, pleasure to meet you. I'm here to speak on behalf of my client Konosuke Takeshita. Just over a week's time we've got Blood and Guts, a major event for this company. What's the plan for Takeshita? Obviously I love him as champion, but we need win bonuses, we need opponents." "Oh, Mr. Callis, don't you worry about that," says D'Amore. "I've been thinking hard how we can put the best matches on for all our championships, and I think I've got the perfect one for you." Like that, next week that will be unveiled either at the pay-per-view or one or two surprises with our tag team. We might make that debut next week, but anyway, 66 should be a belter. Decent matchup. The women's champion Mariah May defeats Dani Luna in 7:27 with reverse bulldog. Solid stuff here, again just helping develop the skills of the champ and giving her positive momentum before she battles Jamie Hayter at Battle of the Belts. That was a 60. And she picks up an impressive win, just as well, basically confirmed what I've just exactly said there. A 75 segment. You just see her after the matchup, she just looked really good, and the commentary team talk about her to get her over. That's a bit of a shame. I thought this one would be class. And about that had some good wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Bandito defeats Daristico in 9:55 with a Revolution Fly. This was made to steal the show. I thought these two would do really, really well, but only a 58. Bandito did bring a 77, which is encouraging. Daristico was off his game. He's also got a gimmick that's stale, and the crowd believe both of them are pretty show workers. So we still need to build Bandito up on his return. But obviously there is a reason why that match was built together. It's because we have a short stare down between Bandito and Rush, and with the manager, of course, of the faction, Ingobernable, Jake Roberts, in the background, just laughing his head off. But we are probably going to see at Blood and Guts, Bandito and Rush for the TNT Championship. And that's a 51. Then a little promo from the Kings of the Black Throne on their opponents for Saturday night, which is, of course, Aussie Open. Malachi Black leaves it to Brody King to start it by saying, "Lightning doesn't strike twice. You may have fluke victory over us once, but history will not repeat itself. You see, Aussie Open, when it comes down to it, we are faster, we are stronger, bigger, and much more enlightened than you," says Malachi Black. "Do you have what it takes to defeat us in a straight-up battle? The outcome is unlikely." I kind of do half the riddles that Malachi Black does, so that's how I just went with that one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this matchup. It's going to be an event, Battle of the Belt, so a lot of pressure on it. But I feel these two teams can deliver a spectacle. And that was 57. But the bit had some good heat and decent wrestling as AJ Styles defeated Shelton Benjamin in 9:49 with the Styles Clash. Good win for AJ there, 66 overall. Solid stuff, which I'm assuming would be a hell of a lot higher than that in real life. We're going to have a little segment where Excalibur and Tony Schiavone just confirmed next week on Dynamite we'll have the confirmation of the teams of 5 for Blood and Guts. So 56. I tell you, I'm trying to cover as much as I can in terms of the actual how a TV show would be presented by AEW. And our main event. For the 4th time these two did battle, and I was just making sure we get a very good rating. But a superb wrestling match with good heat. We've got Swerve Strickland defeating Vikingo in 21:04 with the Swerve Stomp. 84 for the wrestling, 58 for the crowd, 80 for the segment. I knew I was going to get Swerve a good performance in 88. Good stuff with Vikingo. Because I feel like this show, like, it's been okay, but you think of the stars that are missing. Like, I haven't even put the number one contender or the champ, who'll need to be obviously on Collision. I try to keep them on one show per week so they don't take up too much time, and I can get as many talents over. But so many other people missing, and we'll hear from Swerve after it. People are wondering what's next for Swerve after losing to Orange Cassidy. Now, if I could, I'd be straight after that again, but Okada decided to cut in line, so that's cool. I get that. I'd do the same. But I want accolades. I deserve accolades, so I'm going straight after another championship. Who am I going to call out for Blood and Guts? One man, one best bout machine, Kenny Omega. I await your answer. So a 78 segment, we are going to go with Blood and Guts, Omega, Strickland. I think that'd be phenomenal. And a 78 and an 80 hopefully should see us. Probably not gain pop, but I think we'd be pretty level with this one. I'm increased pop in 36 regions. Well, that looks a lot. Please bear in mind that'll be everywhere bar the US, where we probably really need it at this point. But as I say, it's good. It's getting some talents over. It's getting the stories over. We just need to take that wee step, and then everything will really start kicking into place. Again, the fans are disappointed. The lack of storylines being furthered. Again, I just hate having them always face each other. That's how you get the 4-match repeat penalty. So I'm going to call it there. As I say, I'll go and book Rampage, and we'll cover all that in the next episode. But thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. A wee thumbs up would be deeply appreciated, and as always, check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit, Grey Dog Software forums, twdb.com, and bethebooker.net. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.